The preseason poll for Division I women's basketball has been released, and I'm going to go over that. And this is the AP poll, not the coaches. And do not see any changes going to occur until games are really played here. And it's not where you start in a preseason, it's where you finish. LSU with 35 first place votes, UConn with 1 first place vote, Iowa, UCLA, Utah, South Carolina, Ohio State, Texas, Virginia Tech, Indiana, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Texas, Maryland, Stanford, North Carolina, Louisville, Florida State, Baylor, Colorado, USC as the University of Southern California, Creighton, Illinois, Washington State, Mississippi State, but Kansas State's with 47 votes, NC State 34 votes, Kansas 26 votes, Texas A&M 20 votes, Iowa State 18, Gonzaga 15, Duke 7, Nebraska 5, Miami, Florida 3, and UNLV 2, Washington 2, Toledo 1, Oregon 1, Villanova 1, Arizona with 1. But I will say this, some of these teams do have easier non-conference schedules than others. I'm just saying that up front when you look at the schedules for each team. I mean, my top 10 for Division I women's basketball goes as follows, and it's very similar to the AP poll, but it's a little bit of difference. LSU's number 1, but I tell you what, if they lose to a game that they shouldn't, or even in a primetime game, they're going to have a hard time for me to earn that ranking back. Because, seriously, look at their strength of schedule. At least UConn is number 2, and they have a better strength of schedule than LSU. So UConn could very well potentially move up ahead of LSU at some point this year. Iowa's number 3. Those three teams are obvious to be the top 3. But Utah, for me, is number 4. UCLA at 5. Virginia Tech, 6. South Carolina, 7. They're going to be in a rebuild mode this year. But they're not really rebuild. Well, not like rebuild, but reload mode. They lost 5 starters. I mean, Indiana, Notre Dame, and Tennessee round out the top 10. But like I said about Notre Dame, I don't know about Olivia Miles. Is she going to even play this year? I mean, if that doesn't happen, that would hurt. And outside teams looking in, I would say like Ole Miss, Texas, Maryland, Stanford, North Carolina, Baylor even. Yeah, I put Baylor a little bit higher on the list because they do have a lot of talent. You can't deny that part in all this. Yes, I know it's a lot of different pieces everywhere, but you get the point. When you look at the roster, it's very, very talented. Then I'll put Louisville right behind them because, they lost Haley Van Lith. That's a big loss. Then Florida State. That's just 8 teams, I know. And now I'm going to go over like some top 25 games in week 1. And granted, I could do it a little bit later on, but I just want to get it over with now. And some top 25 showdowns you need to keep an eye on. And November 6th is Notre Dame at South Carolina. And I believe that game... Oh, that game is in Paris, France. That's a good matchup, good test for both of these teams. And in Las Vegas, like number 21, USC versus number 7, Ohio State. Is a good matchup. Another good matchup is number 1 on LSU versus number 20, Colorado. I mean, that's... And Colorado is a dangerous team. And I did a video when it just came out on that game, by the way. And that's a dangerous Colorado team. So, I'm just saying, and it's good for the game. Trying to look and see on the other games on week 1. Number 11, Tennessee at Florida State, I believe. Number 18, Florida State. But I'm going to double check that. Yep, at Florida State. And that's on ESPN too, by the way, at 5 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to go over those November 6th games again, just to say what time and what station, if they aren't even on TV, besides ESPN Plus. Number 3, Iowa at number 8, Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech does bring back their best post player, so that really, and that's in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's actually a neutral site, but on ESPN 2, 7 p.m. Central Time. So that's a really good matchup right there, and it's good for the game. I mean, now November 12th, number 9, Indiana. I think it's at number 15, Stanford, but I'm going to double check that real fast. Yep, number 15, Stanford, and that's to be determined. We don't even know the date on the, not the date, but, the time of the game for that yet. And that's just some games to keep an eye on right there. And back to the November 6th games. The USC at versus number 7 Ohio State game is at 1 p.m. Now number 10 Notre Dame versus South Carolina. Number 6 South Carolina is on ESPN at noon, by the way, Central Time. And Colorado, number 20 Colorado versus number 1 LSU in Las Vegas at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. So that's just a FYI on some games to keep an eye on week 1. And there could be upsets, because upsets do happen, like any sport, and it's very unpredictable. And like I said before, the preseason rankings don't mean anything, because some teams that are preseason ranked might not even make NCAA tournament for all we know. I'm just saying that because it does happen sometimes, where they just fail to live up to expectations. Like a top 25 team, top 5 team ends up actually a number 25 team in around 32. And we'll have to wait and see we don't know the injury status for all these teams here. I just know Olivia Miles particularly because I saw that. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, ultimately the goal is like 1,000 or more, so we can make money off this. Of course, watching the video, commenting on the video, liking the video really does help the YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. And thanks again for everybody for watching. And let's get ready for basketball season. It's coming up. It's November 6th here, coming up here. It's coming around the corner before you know it. I know it's not like right around, but it's literally little less than 3 weeks away. 2 weeks from now, of course, is Halloween, and then 6 days later. Yeah, 2 weeks and 6 days here. And nothing is going to change on my top 10 until the games are really played. So just kind of keep an eye on for that. And I'm going to go over like some upsets that do occur during the season, by the way. So just keep an eye out for that for future content right there. And I might even do like recap of all the upsets that do occur the day after the games, potentially. But I'll have to see. If nothing else, if I can't do it right 24 hours later, I would just do it within the last 48 hours. I'm just telling the truth. Because, look, sometimes life happens. 6 p.m. Sometimes life happens and we're all busy, or I'm busy all the time. So just keep an eye out for that. So thanks again for watching. Like the video, comment on the video. The interaction really helps the channel. Yeah, I know a lot. Like, just try to get more viewers and then potentially more subscribers. Of course, hit the notification bell as well.